Transformation is one of the most difficult nuts to crack because it's about change, and we know that change is never easy. It's never straight because it's not about changing just yourself, but changing the environment around you, changing the ecosystem around you. When you initiate a change, it influences its impact on multiple things around you. That is why transformation is one of the most painful things, probably. But when you realize that this change is leading to your personal transformation, where you're going to probably reach your full potential, or probably you're going to become much better being than what you were before, whether professionally or personally, you realize that pain is also good. So we all have to go through that pain some or other time. Hi, this is Rohit Chopra from Your Mind Coach, and I intend to bring you some of the most awe-inspiring stories from the next door heroes. Who says that the transformation stories and the inspiring stories can only come from the big celebrities or the greatest businessmen around us? It can come from the next door heroes whom you know. So today I bring to you wisdomful thoughts from Mr. Deepak Timoji, who rode alone entire Southeast Asia. It was a planned journey for 3 months. It ended up with 6 months without a penny in his pocket, with his documents, visa, etc. expiring. How he survived in a foreign country without anybody known. It is such an inspiring story. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. But in the meantime, I'll tell you some of the words of wisdom which he gave me during an interview which I took. Number one thing he said is power of declaration. If you want to do something, commit to it. And the best way to commit to anything which you want to do is to declare it to the entire world. You say that I am going to do this, because that puts you under some amount of pressure. And that little bit of pressure ensures that you do not move away from the commitment which you are giving to the world. Forget about your own self. The next very important thing which he said is, do the things what you are committing to do, to understand how masters have delivered it, unless you are discovering something or inventing something which nobody has done it in this world. So do the things to understand the masters, the attributes of the masters, rather than attempting to master that particular thing and becoming a grandmaster. This way, you let go of your ego and you become much more humble individual than probably you were before. Next very important word of wisdom which he gave me was that do not lose your individuality. See, we all probably are working in our businesses or in our jobs. We have a lot of work, a lot of stress from the office, a lot of stress from the children's side when they go to school, a lot of pressure on children, and we end up taking that. So there are a lot of things which are happening in our personal and professional lives in parallel. And do you realize that during this time, when we are trying to balance personal and professional life, we literally forego the passion what we have. When we let go of the passion which we have, we lose our individuality. We do not create any stories to tell our children and our grandchildren probably that this is something which I did out of my passion. So do not let go of your individuality. Keep that spark alive in you. The next very important thing he said, that most of the times, and I very much correlate with it, that most of the times, most of the people succumb to the pressure. Pressure could be because of various things, right? It could be professional, again personal, it could be family issue, it could be the promotion issue, etc., etc., etc. But a lot of times we end up succumbing to the pressure around us and we rush into decision making. And what happens is the probability of that decision to be good is just 50% then. But if you do not rush, if you just take a step back, think deep about the decision which you are taking, take that decision consciously and responsibly, saying that whatever is the outcome of the decision which I am taking, I am responsible for it. I will not regret it. That is the best probably decision you can take. So do not rush into decision making. Take your time, research and take the decision. Stick to the basics is next very important thing which he spoke about. So whatever we do, see, imagine when you were in your marriage function, probably you forgot to buy a belt for you. When you were constructing your house, probably you fell short of certain building material at the moment when you actually needed it and you had to rush to get that material so that things do not stop. So the point is, you will always fall short of resources. How much ever planning we do, planning is inevitable, but plans succeed 100% is also not possible. So you will always fall short of some or other resources. So instead of panicking in that situation, just look around for a solution. You might find the solution handy just around you, but if you keep thinking about the problem, it's difficult to be a part of the solution. So do not panic, take the decision consciously and stick to the basics. You will find the solution. There is a lot of love around us is the next very crucial thing he told me. So he said, when we are in our daily lives, running around in our jobs, running around to the offices, managing the family, managing the work pressure, peer pressure, etc., we are in a kind of a rat race and we just want to win. So only one thing comes to our mind is to win. It is good to be competitive. So what I say is, it is good to be competitive, but being competitive should not be ruthless. We should not ignore and forget to notice a lot of love and compassion which is probably around us from our families, from our peers, from our friends whom we have forgotten to speak to for many months. So do not ignore that, because race will end soon, but this compassion and love will go very long way beyond the point where the race ends. So a little bit about Mr. Deepak Timoji. He traveled 11 countries. Starting from Bangalore, he went to Bangladesh, to Myanmar, to Laos, to Thailand, to Vietnam, the entire Southeast Asian belt. And it was a very well planned journey. He prepared himself very well, his motorcycle very well, his resources very well. But the moment he started his journey, he started facing hurdles. And imagine when an individual out of the home country knows no one, and then he has to tackle such immense hurdles and then overcome those hurdles to keep on going on his journey instead of simply returning back. How much of courage and commitment it would take. So that is what Deepak Timoji did. And he gave me a lot of wonderful lessons of life on this 6 months transformation journey which he went through. He came back as a very humble man.